r/AskReddit. What would be the worst thing to hear as you're going under anesthesia before a surgery? Okay, pull up the WikiHow article. Where's the scalpel? Oh shit. From the surgeon, this is my first time. I'm so excited, this is my first time. Hold on, was this the sex change operation? I'm new here. We re-losing him her. Siri. How to save a person's life. Doctor, is this the circumcision or the testicle removal? Nurse, I thought it was the appendectomy. Narrator, it was a root canal. Alright, Sanchez. But this is the last time I fake a death for your organ harvesting business. For me, during past surgeries, I think the worst thing to hear is falling asleep. Anesthesia makes your hearing distorted, so when I had surgeries growing up, that was the worst to hear. It's a horrible sound. Let us hope this doesn't go like the last one. Belt buckle being undone and zipper being zipped down. If something goes wrong, let's not get the law involved. One hand washes the other, okay? Now, let us see if I can still make a straight line. I drank too much. I can't stop my hands from shaking. Here's a tape being inserted into a VCR. Hi there. Welcome to the first video in the So This Is Your First Surgery series. Today, we learn about open heart surgery. Full stop. Thankfully my malpractice insurance is up to date. That last Jack and Coke was a bit. WHEEW. I've been looking forward to this all day. Lube their rectum. Form a line. Start the camera. Give me the condom. Oh. That edible is kicking in and it's a good one. We can probably get away with doing that thing we talked about to this guy. Finally got one. Or fuck it, pass me a beer, I already submitted my 2 weeks notice. Surgeon 1, is he out yet? Surgeon 2, no. Surgeon 1, it will be fine. Truth story. Got my skull drilled to get out teeth. I did not think it was fine. Put him on a steady dose, I don't want him waking up. Alright, hold his nostrils open while I undo my belt. Shit, I knew I forgot something this morning. What is it, doctor? My anti-seizure meds. I'm sure it'll be fine. Should we use condoms? Hi everybody. A nurse? Is this not the assisted suicide procedure for MR? Oh no. This one's going to be tasty. Don't worry sir, I am very good at these surgeries, like at least 65% success rate. You blood. Hopefully he doesn't wake up mid-surgery like that last guy. The pain that guy felt was out of this world. Yeah, reckon this'll work? I mean, seriously work. You got the lubricant? And the alcohol? No joke, this happened to my friend. He was getting surgery on his leg, amputation. I laughed so hard when he told this absolutely godly story. Doctor, I can't do this, I am a vet. Nurse, don't worry, humans are animals too. When I was being prepped for surgery, the nurses were joking with the anesthesiologist about the work Christmas party the night before. I asked whether I should be worried. They said the surgeon was wearing a hula girl outfit and dancing on the table. They swore me to secrecy. I don't specifically recall, but the nurses told me when the surgeon turned up, I said to him, I hear you have a nice pair of coconuts, before I passed out. It was the 90s. Life was simpler then. When I was 9, I almost lost my right toe in a bicycle accident. My mom carried me to the family car and drove me to the hospital. Before I underwent surgery, the doctor said if this doesn't work, we might have to cut your foot off to avoid a staph infection. Thank God the surgery was successful. I can't wait to see what we've got going on under that gown. That's not supposed to happen. I know what you did with my wife. Doctor, will you need the bone saw for this operation? The nurse to the orthopedic surgeon just as I was being put under. I had enough awareness to look over at the doc, who was facing my x-ray, and after the nurse asked the question, the doc bowed his head, took a deep breath and shook it. His frustration with the nurse was palpable. And then, good night me. I didn't even get a chance to say anything. And it was a minor day surgery to clean up some issues on my knee. First thing I did when I woke up was feel for my leg. Thank goodness it was there. Okay, that's enough anesthesia. He is definitely out now and completely unconscious. Time to start the drilling. Anesthesia awareness. Boy, you guys shoulda seen how I shit the bed last time one of these rolled in. What the hell is that? Why are you getting a new one? Just wipe the puss off with a towel. Don't be such a neat freak. Besides, those scalpels are expensive. Full stop. Remind me to fire Karen for mixing up the surgical schedule. Now if I'm correct, this is the person donating their heart. I was just in the ED with an epically broken wrist and elbow. They knocked me out with ketamine to reset my bones. Yes, special K. They said I may have some real vivid dreams. Aka you'll be tripping your balls off. Right before I go out, the doc says try to think happy thoughts. The last coherent thing that went through my brain was wait. What? What happens if I can't conjure up any happy thou? Hello, terribly horrific, otherworldly, demonic, terrifying trip. Thanks doc, that was. Let us take the kidney too, he wouldn't he know. Looks just like my ex-wife. Okay Dave, just stay calm, everything will be alright. My name isn't Dave. I know, I am Dave. Fade out. Say bye bye to a PP. Is this the anesthesia? No, that's toxic gas, Larry, or fuck. I was getting my wisdom teeth removed, but I remember being hooked up to a heart rate monitor while they administered anesthesia, and the last thing I remember hearing is the surgeon telling someone. So you're going to want to watch this screen closely. It shows us a lot about how the patient is doing. I guess the surgeon was training someone that day. Fortunately I was only able to be nervous for like 10 seconds before I was out cold. There was a meme I saw a few weeks back that went something like, "Surgeon, okay Pete, relax, there's nothing to worry about, it's just a small procedure." Patient, but my name's not Pete. Surgeon, no, I was talking to myself. I am butchering it since I can't remember that meme exactly. I had to get a bone spur removal when I was 13. My anesthesiologist looked at my chart and said, "Sweet 16. You have a car yet?" At least he was better with dosage math than age math, because I am not dead. We redoing the left, right. Right. Actually happened to me story. Had surgery at Walter Reed Army Medical Center while I was in the service. Right shoulder, they were prepping me beforehand and I was in a bed sitting up with my shirt off. On my shoulder, they drew a large R with a circle around it in purple marker and then had me sign my name underneath it, so they did the correct one. Then they gave me something to start putting me under. It took a few minutes and I started feeling pretty drowsy. Next, a nurse came in and inserted and taped down an IV line in my right forearm and told me they were giving me whatever was going to knock me all the way out. Then they started cleaning my left shoulder with iodine, and the last thing I heard as I was going out was, "You're doing the wrong one." Found out later that a lot of the people involved with the surgery were still in training. At least the surgeon knew what he was doing though, and he did the correct shoulder. This was a long time ago, my recollection is very vague. I got my wisdom teeth pulled in Iraq at a cache in Baghdad. I was patiently waiting, and everything was quiet until it wasn't. Something had happened and there were suddenly wounded military and civilians. I offered to come back at another time, and I was surprised when the doctor, maybe an assistant, took me into a room with a wounded soldier. He only paused for a second after saying, "Oh, no worries, he's dead," before telling me to hop onto the next table, and the last thing I remember seeing was that soldier's ripped open leg as they put me under. As I was laying down waiting to be put under, a doctor walks into the bright white room and asks, "So what are we doing today?" The doctors all just looked to me expecting a laugh, but instead heard my nervous silence, not realizing it was a joke to try to lighten the mood. I was getting a hemorrhoidectomy, an anal fissurectomy, and a sphincterotomy. You try laughing knowing knives are about to be in your butthole, doc. Not before, but during. My mom was having some major surgery done on her knee, I think. The sleeping gas petered out and she woke up, but still wasn't feeling pain. She heard them hammering and drilling with power tools and looked up to see what was going on. A nurse noticed her, slammed her head down before she could see, and told her, "Don't look." Not exactly the same, but it's funny. When I had my sinus surgery, I remember them wheeling me back and going over everything that was about to happen. However, I was unaware that when they do surgery on your face, upper body at least, they strap your arms down. Which definitely seems obvious to me now, because definitely no one wants a flailing arm knocking the doctor while he's performing surgery on your face. But they didn't mention it, so I didn't think about it. So we get back to the surgery room. They put the mask on me and tell me to start counting. While I was counting, they proceeded to strap my arms down in multiple places, which makes me panic. I stop counting and go, wait. Guys, can we talk about this ? That's the last thing I remember before going under. Then I woke up in recovery. And everyone thought it was hilarious. That was the last thing I said before I was out. When I was 8, my appendix burst and they had to do an emergency operation. As my brother was supposed to be giving me a hug and saying see you after, he instead said sometimes people wake up in surgery and can feel everything but not move. Gonna go with that. This really happened when I was 6. I kept my breath in so I could see what happens. Just so you know, this is not word for word, I just say what they basically said. The nurse, I assume, says, so, the right thumb, correct? They say this as they slice into it. The doctor, no. The left one. I ended up with a scar and stitches on both thumbs. The last thing I heard going under for a minor eye surgery was BEE, and a bunch of people rushing around. The first thing I remember after waking up was a very worried looking anesthesiologist asking me if I'd ever been tested for apnea. No, and around 70 events per hour on the resulting sleep study.